was thinking, hello, thank you for joining me. I'm glad that you are listening. Thank you for lending me your ears, because I'd love to chat to you about a few things, with us now being in December of 2021. If you've been listening to previous podcasts, you would have noticed that I've just been sharing short stories from one of the classic short story readers that we have at Oikos. But today I wanted to just talk to you about the year because, with it being the last month of the year, I was thinking about families out there that have all been home educating, or maybe their lives have been turned on their head, and maybe they've been looking for the silver lining in all the goings on with this pandemic that globally we have been going through. So there's that. We're not alone. There's understanding, we hope, of the fact that everybody is affected in one way or another. And so we've spent this past year just seeking in every way we can to find that silver lining, because it really has been quite a trial. And just like I was saying to somebody the other day, in God's word, he tells us, consider it pure joy when you face all kinds of trials. And if we just ponder on that for a little bit, it doesn't just say consider it joy when you face all kinds of trials. There's a little word in there that really stood out to me, and that's the word pure. Pure joy, not just joy. So I really spent some time on that and looking into what is pure joy? What does God mean by pure joy? And then when I was going to come and share with you, I thought, I'd like to just share this with the families and just ask them if they would like to go and do a study on pure joy, and just also ponder on those words of consider it pure joy when you face all kinds of trials. And then it goes on and on to tell us what fruit we get from that when we actually do that very thing and just consider it joy. Because, I understand, I know for myself, my own experience, that it's not always easy just to feel joyful when you really, really don't feel joyful about something that just happened. I'll talk about that in another podcast, because we've had some fairly trying times. And the thing that has got me through is being able to stop and ponder on this, consider pure joy, because there's been so many reasons for there not to be joy. It just seems to be doom and gloom. In fact, I was talking to someone the other day, and they were dealing with extreme disappointment. And we were having a chat, and I was just saying how much the consider it pure joy has helped me. And she said that she was raised with the principle of, put things in God's hands and leave it with Him. And she said those were normally only the big, important things. And now she's realizing that even the small things need to be put into His hands. So I was chatting about it to our family that evening. And we realized that actually we need to put absolutely everything in His hands. It's not a choice of going, oh, well, I'll give Him this, but I'll keep that. Just give it all to Him. And then consider it pure joy when the trial comes along and see what happens. Actually, what I've discovered, it's been like a life belt, or what do you call it, a safety ring? No, I don't know what you call those buoyancy belts that get thrown to you when you're in the stormy waters. That's what it feels like to me. I feel like I'm getting a lifeline, just thrown to me to rescue me from these stormy seas. And it's just really been a joy, actually, to be honest. That is what I find myself experiencing. I literally find myself experiencing joy in the midst of a storm, or in the midst of this trial that just seems to be trying to find a way to just sink us, just to get the waters to go over our heads and we just drown. So I'm just here today to thank you for your ears again, and to say, please consider it pure joy, because I'm asking you specifically to do that, because I really believe that when God puts something in His word that is there to help us and to support us, we should apply it to our lives, I believe. And then that can actually be our life belt. I'm going to call it that for now. and we can bob along on top of the stormy seas and just start enjoying the ride, actually, and, just being safe in his care and feeling the safety of him and feeling the joy that is confusing in a way, because you know what? In actual fact, confusion isn't from God. So when we get confused, we can also deal with that and chuck it out, because you see, the thing is that it is beyond understanding. His ways are past our finding out. And so it says we'll have peace beyond understanding. That's what his word says. And so why try and understand it? Just have the peace and have the joy. And then what happens is that joy and that peace actually strengthens us and enables us to get through these times of despair and these times of extreme disappointment. And we can actually really and truly, for real, feel joy in the midst of a crisis. It's a fact. Well, I'm just saying it categorically because of the fact that that is my experience. That is how I have experienced it and how I have got through times that seem to be, well, I tell you what, I'll tell you about those times in another podcast, because right now I just wanted to share with you the joy and to let you know that it has been my lifesaver. And I hope that you, having listened to this podcast, that there will be some encouragement for you and that you too will go and consider it pure joy. If you're facing trials, if you're in trials, in fact, I think everybody is in some sort of trial at the moment, no matter whether it's shallow waters or stormy seas. So please be encouraged. Please consider it pure joy, the trial that is before you, even though you might not understand what that means, because I don't. But I have experienced the fruit of just being obedient to that word. So thank you for being with me. Thank you for lending me your ears. And I'm just very, very pleased that I could share this with you today. What a gift. Bless you. Bye for now.